Welcome to Jeremiah Porch Talks. This is where we take a few minutes, talk about leadership and life, right from my front porch here in Sykesville, Maryland. Rain or shine, day or night, this is a time for us to reflect, reset, and get ready for whatever comes next in our respective journeys. I'm Jeremiah. Thanks for joining me. Today, I would like to discuss the concept of dignity. Dignity for ourselves, dignity for others, dignity for our communities, and dignity for our broader society. These four threads, self, others, community, and society, are meant to be woven together. But if we're honest, they often get tangled. Sometimes one is elevated at the cost of others, and when that balance is off, people get hurt. Trust breaks down, and whole systems suffer. Dignity is the quiet thread that holds our humanity together. When we strip dignity from someone, whether it's through words, systems, indifference, or neglect, we diminish not just them, but ourselves too. And when we lose sight of our own dignity, we stop showing up with the strength and grace we were built to carry. This isn't a new conversation, in fact, some of the earliest known discussions on dignity go back to ancient Rome. Cicero, who was a statesman, a philosopher, and an orator, spoke of dignitas hominis as a core part of Roman thought. He tied dignity to moral duty and virtue, believing that every person had a unique worth, tied not to status, but to their ability to act with honor and contribute meaningfully to the public good. If you fast forward to the 18th century, you find Immanuel Kant, who argued that human beings are never to be treated merely as a means to an end, but always as an ends in themselves. In his words, human dignity rests in our capacity for reason, for moral choice, and for autonomy. It's the ability to choose, not just for survival, but for the goodness that makes us worthy. And in 1948, after the devastation of World War II, the world came together to write it down. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights starts with this sentence: all human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights goes on to say that this dignity is the foundation of freedom, justice, and peace. That means dignity isn't a bonus. It's not a luxury for the few. It's the floor. It's the starting point. It's what gives our actions, our laws, and our relationships moral weight. So what happens when dignity is out of balance? We start seeing people as objects or enemies. We start seeing ourselves as worthless or unworthy. We justify harm or disengagement in the name of efficiency, control, or fear. And we lose sight of what makes us human. But here's the good news. Dignity can be restored. Sometimes it takes hard conversations. Sometimes it's a policy change. Sometimes it takes simply showing up, listening, seeing, and honoring someone's pain. Restoring dignity isn't about fixing, it's about recognizing worth. True leadership never sacrifices dignity for control. So here's our challenge today. Pick one place where dignity is missing and add some back in. Maybe it's how you speak to yourself. Maybe it's how you engage with someone you've written off. Maybe it's how you show up in a space where people often go unseen. Be the presence that reminds others that they matter, not because of what they've done, but because of who they are. Because dignity isn't something we give, it's something that we protect. That's it for today. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me on Jeremiah's Porch Talks. Rain or shine, I'll see you next time. And always remember to keep the most important things.